Okay friends, now let's create the head part of our abstract collages. Take a selfie and print out a couple of different sizes on a piece of paper. It can be color or black and white or both. No selfies? Don't worry about it, but the first step is still to collect a bunch of heads of similar sizes. If you have selfies, cut them out and lay them next to each other. The following techniques will help you create your portraits, but they're only suggestions. You have the freedom to cut or tear as many shapes as you want to create your work. The first tip is to take some of the faces and cut them in half horizontally like this. If you don't have selfies, use any other cutouts you have. Then take a couple of them and cut them vertically like this. Take a couple more and cut the horizontal section of the eyes like this. Don't throw anything away, save all your pieces. The next tip is to cut medium pieces out of heads. Like this. You may include an eye, nose, the side of the face, maybe the other side. The point is to gather pieces of different sizes and shapes that I can overlap on top of other faces, like this beard. Once I have enough half faces and medium shapes, I can start cutting out tiny details, like this eye, maybe some noses, some ears, some mouths, and some expressions like smiles or frowns. Gather as many cool details as possible. The more pieces you have, the cooler your collage is going to be. Ooh, I love this hair and I know it's going to look great on one of my portraits. What about this hat? Here are some of the pieces I've collected to create some of my abstract portraits. Now I'm going to select some of my favorite pieces and trim them neatly. I'm going to use my best craftsmanship to cut the outline of the pieces I want to use. I know this is very time consuming, but it will pay off when you put them all together. Now it's time to start mixing and matching. Place some of your self-portraits and full head cutouts on the table. Sometimes I start by overlapping the half faces on top of the full faces until I am satisfied with the results. The point is to transform the original photographs into something different. The level of abstraction is up to you. How abstract do you want it to be? How much of your face or of the original photograph do you want to recognize? After I overlap the half faces, I start mixing and matching the medium shapes. Have fun and experiment, there is no wrong way to do this. Then I start overlapping some smaller shapes, such as this one. Then I'll overlap some even smaller pieces, such as glasses or noses or small eyes. As you work, think about what part of the portrait you like, what part of it do you want to hide, and what part of it do you want to highlight. Think about how your portrait transforms with every move you make. How does it change the feeling or the emotion of the portrait? Does it look upset? Does it look happy? Does it look anxious? Keep overlapping and changing things around until you are satisfied with the composition, the expression, or the emotion of your character. Remember, some of these pictures are of me, so when you do this, some of these pictures are going to be of you. And you get to decide how much of your portrait you want to see and how much of it you want to transform. Now it's time to glue them, but before you do that, make sure to remember what parts go on the bottom and what parts overlap on top. I like to take a photo of my composition so that I can remember what parts to glue first. If you made your collage on top of a selfie you haven't cut out like this one, then you can cut it out now. Or if all you have are a bunch of pieces, then you have to start gluing them together with the largest piece at the bottom. Here are some of my abstract portraits. I hope you have a lot of fun creating your own. Remember, there's no wrong way to do this, but the more you experiment, the more you will learn.